Hi, everybody. I'm Laura Newman with Laura's Lakeshore Stampin' Studio. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I wanted to come in and show you this card using the Oceanfront stamp set today. I've already stamped the card out. I used Balmy Blue for the sky, Misty Moonlight for the water, and Crumb Cake for the sand. I'm also using my Stampin' Blends to create the fella here relaxing next to the beach using a Good Man stamp set. Now, I stamped them out in black, and then I used my Stampin' Blends to color them in, and then I fussy cut. I left, can you see here where I did not cut the legs out on the chair? I just used my crumb cake marker and came in and blended the sand so it would sort of match around it. I put relax your way. I thought that was a perfect sentiment for this card. Now up here I used for you, but I could have used happy Father's Day, happy birthday, congrats on your retirement. Any number of sentiments would work for this card. Beautiful card. So, and then of course I added the faux sea glass pebbles to the bottom, a few stones just to help it out a little bit. And I showed my husband. And my husband said, nice card. Wow. But he needs a beer cooler. I'm like, well, we don't have a beer cooler stamp with Stampin' Up. So he's like, nope, he needs a beer cooler. Then it'll be perfect. And my brain got to thinking. I just love my husband. He inspires me to think outside the box a lot. So what I did was I sketched a little 3D rectangle, basically. I colored it in with Granny Apple Green to match the chair, bring some of that color through. And now I have a beer cooler. So I sketched it out with a black Stampin' Right marker, drew beer on it, or wrote beer on it, used gray granite for the latch on the cooler, and there we go. But I thought, I can never sketch out like 20 of them. If I wanted to make 20 cards, I would never get them all the same. Here's where I started thinking outside the box. Now, in this set, A Good Man, I went ahead, attached all my stickers, everything else. I took the leftover piece of rubber. You know how you get this? So I made my own little rubber stamp. So what I did, let's move some of this off the way so you can see, was I took just a plain piece of basic white cardstock and sketched out another cooler. Then I took a two-way glue marker. This is a Zig two-way glue marker because I don't want to put this on my rubber like this. The image will be reversed when I stamp it. So what I did was on the front, just added some two-way glue. When you set this aside and let it dry for 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 5 at most, depending on the humidity in your house, you get something like a Post-it note. So now it's really tacky. So I'm using this corner of the leftover rubber from A Good Man. And now I can just attach that right here on this little spot where there's room for it. I'm going to come in, take my scissors, and cut following the line of my little cooler stamp I used. Now I want to make sure I cut straight and I don't undercut or overcut the rubber when I'm doing this. It's a little bit hard to do on camera. Now I do have a little angle here. I'm going to come up here and follow there. So I'm just, instead of tracing around it with a pencil, I am cutting around it with my pair of scissors. So now I'm going to take a little rag and just clean up any glue residue that may be left on it. And I'm going to peel the paper backing off of it. And I'm going to get a little scrap of cardstock and a block. I think it'll fit on this one. Yes. So I want my cooler to be Granny Apple Green to pull through on some of the colors coming out on my card. So I have my Granny Apple Green ink pad. And I did this in a sketch format when I first sketched this. I think the first time I made it too big, it wasn't to the right scale. Second time it was too small. The third time the lines were too crooked. So it was on my fourth attempt. I finally came up with that. But now I'm just going to take this. I'm going to check the color, how dark it's going to come out. And then I'm going to stamp off once. And I want the lighter color. I think it's really going to pull through better. So inking it up, stamping off once. I'm going to come stamp my little cooler right here. Now I'm going to come in with my Stampin' Right marker. This is the black. And I'm just going to trace the lines on my cooler. Want it to go this way. Here I'm going to do my 3D lines. And I'm going to draw up and connect those lines. I'm going to make it look like it has a lid. And because the stamp I'm using is a sketch set, it doesn't matter if my lines are choppy and more sketched out. It'll go perfectly. We're going to bring that down. You can see I had that little angle cut on there, so I just drew it straight. And here's my little cooler. I'm going to darken it in with some shadows. But this is way easier than trying to sketch them out all the same repeatedly. Now I'm just going to take my pair of scissors and cut this out. I hope I'm on camera here. I'm down a little low, aren't I? So now I'm just coming around and cutting along the black lines I just drew. And there we go. I have my cooler. Now this time I'm going to just draw the words beer in here because my husband thinks it's so funny. And I have to agree. The man really does inspire me. And here is now my little beer cooler for my card. We'll attach them right there. I'm not sure if I'm going to use a pop dot. I think I want it offset behind the chair, so I will just glue it down. But now you can see, whoops, I've got my little map. So I'm going to take this stamp and save it in this particular set. And there I have my little beer cooler next to a guy relaxing on the beach. So I hope you enjoyed today's little thinking outside the box video. But yeah, so many things you can do. So don't throw that leftover rubber away. You never know when you might need it to make a little stamp to coordinate with what you're doing. Thanks for watching today. I would like if you would subscribe to my channel. Also, I am on Facebook as Laura's Lakeshore Stampin' Studio. I will add the link after I get the video running. I hope you enjoyed it today. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back again soon with another video tutorial. Bye-bye.